What's poppin', you guys? It's your girl SJ, and I'm here with my good homie
Jeff.
And together we are the Popcorn Patrol podcast. This week we have a great movie for you. It is called Killers of the Flower Moon, stars Leonardo DiCaprio and Lily Gladstone. So stick around as we review it for you this week. Welcome back, guys. It's your girl SJ and my good friend Jeff. And today, like I said before, we are doing Killers of the Flower Moon. Jeff, can you give us the lowdown on the showdown?
All right. So this movie was released in 2023. It had a budget of 200 million and it brought in 156 million, just over 156 million at the box office. It was directed by Martin Scorsese and written by Eric Roth, Martin Scorsese, and David Gran. Now, this is our road to the Oscars. We are reviewing Oscar-nominated movies, so I figured this would be a great time to let you all know what Oscars this movie's nominated for. So we have actress in a leading role, which is Lily Gladstone, supporting actor Robert De Niro, cinematography, directing, film editing, music, original score, costume design, music, original song, and then best picture.
Right. A lot.
Yeah, a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Okay. All right.
Then we'll see here in a couple weeks whether it wins any or not.
Yeah. Yep. Soon.
Soon. Yep.
All right. So should we get into our popcorn patrol? Our popcorn
paradise. Let's have it.
popcorn paradise. Sorry.
Yeah. What do you got?
All right. Listen, the cast is phenomenal in this movie, in my personal opinion. Okay. Poor Leo. He always gets overlooked at the Oscars, but he did a good job. I mean, he put it on, I thought.
I have a hot take.
Give it.
Probably
Burn
the
it.
worst acting I've seen from Leonardo DiCaprio in any movie.
Really?
Yeah, he was terrible. And maybe I'll touch on that in my popcorn prison.
Yeah.
Save it. Leo, so I was going to throw that out there. Leo did not get nominated for this movie, and I can understand why.
I thought he was good. However, I mean, I can understand why people wouldn't give him an Oscar for it, but I thought he was decent in this movie. As far as Leo goes, it's probably not The Revenant. And I mean, he's probably not crying for an Oscar, you know what I mean? But
this was him all movie.
Well, I think he had like a prosthetic on or something,
for sure
like an underbite or like an overbite.
But yeah, the whole movie
they did some stuff with him.
Just look grouchy as heck.
Lily Gladstone is probably the standout in this movie for me. I know she's a newcomer, like a film newbie. And I just thought she was great in this movie. She definitely had like a presence in this movie for sure. And the thing about Leo is like I could picture someone else playing him, but Lily Gladstone, I can't see anyone else playing her.
Yeah, she did a great job.
Yeah. And even like Robert De Niro, I found his character interesting. I mean, he plays the baddie, like the nice guy, but baddie too. And it was really interesting to see that. Also, I wanted to mention this movie has some jokes though. They're cracking a few little jokes here and there, which was kind of nice to break up the 3 hours. Do you have anything for Popcorn Paradise?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This movie, when it opened up, I was watching the first couple minutes. It was really intimidating. I was like, oh my gosh, this movie is more than 3.5 hours long. And this movie did not in the first couple minutes. It did not grab my attention. It did not grip me. I was like, I'm in it. I'm in for it. I'm in for it
Right.
now. What did I sign myself up for? But as this movie went on, as Leonardo DiCaprio and Lily Gladstone started building their relationship, then I started liking it. It was, you know, heading in the right direction for me.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so,
Right.
but
Right.
I think one of the things for me is Robert De Niro in this movie. He played such a good character in the sense that he made it seem like they you knew he was up to no good,
Right.
and he was trying to convince Leonardo DiCaprio's character, Ernest. He was trying to convince him that, hey, this is what we should be doing, and it was taking advantage of the natives and their
Right.
money. And at first, I didn't think. I thought that Leonardo DiCaprio's character Ernest was gonna like fall in love with her, and that he was gonna be the one that kind of stop all this.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah. I
turned
did
out
too.
that he was basically the henchman. He's the one that killed everybody,
Right.
and for the most part.
And so the whole thing is based on greed, right? Like they're
Yeah.
just there to collect the paper, to chase the paper. And it was funny that you mentioned that about the uncle because at first when I saw the uncle, I was like, okay, where are we going with this? Because like there's something off with him. I know he's like there's a stress on how much he loves native people, like the Indians, quote unquote, the natives and all that stuff. But then you see him kind of saying a few things here and there or acting a certain way and you kind of like, okay, this guy, he's up to no good, like something's not right here. I think his character actually thought that he was being righteous. Like I think that his character thought that.
He did
And
a really good job at portraying to the natives that he was the good guy, that he was
right,
there helping them. They had a meeting with their chiefs and their what are their I don't know what it's called.
they're
Their
leaders.
Either
They're
leaders, yeah.
leaders. Yeah.
And he was just like, well, I'm gonna donate some money to this cause. And
Yeah.
but then as soon as he's like, so anyone has information, come to me. And it was just like, I know what you're doing here. You want to get the information to see what everybody knows, and
Yeah.
you can snuff out anybody that is getting onto you.
Right. And as we go, like at first I thought that Leo was really into Lily. And I thought, well, this is a little quick, but back in the day, maybe, they're doing their thing. Okay. I understand. So I watch as I'm watching, I'm like, this guy really love her. And so when Robert De Niro tells him to give Lily's character the insulin, Molly, the insulin. I was like, and I really thought that Leo didn't want to give it to her. He looked like almost like he didn't want to give it to her, like he was so distraught about it. But then you see that that is not the case, which is nuts because I really felt for it for a short period of time.
Mhm.
Um, and then the way they described it, like his uncle's like, "Oh, it'll calm her down. It'll calm her down." And I was like, "What does that mean? Like, what are they trying to say?" Like, I was a little confused. Like, and I think they did that on purpose so that you don't know exactly what the motives are there. But I thought that was a really clever way to kind of show you.
So my take on that is I think that genuinely Ernest thought that he was helping his wife, that he was giving her the insulin, thinking that, hey, this is going to fix her. This is going
That's
to
what
cure
I
her.
thought too at first, but
And
then
we didn't see any scene where he was told that it wasn't insulin because it
right.
wasn't insulin because the moment
No,
she
there
went to
was
the
an
hospital,
additive.
well, there was, but they originally gave them also wasn't insulin.
Oh,
And
okay.
because when she went to the hospital, it was like 2 doses and she was back to being
Normal.
like, yeah, really like,
Yeah,
sitting up
like
again and being
walking
lifted and
around.
yeah. So I think Ernest wasn't aware that he was poisoning her to the extent that he thought he was, that yeah, to the extent that he actually was. So,
Yeah.
but but yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, this movie, I want to talk about the length of this movie because you had mentioned touched on it a little bit before. This movie is 3 hours long, and I was with you when I saw 3 hours. I was like, oh God, Oppenheimer, I can't do this. I can't. But I must say, when I sat down to watch it, I saw the first scene where the natives are like dancing in the oil kind of thing. And I thought like it was really beautifully shot, just the like the lighting. I'm a photographer by trade, right? So I look at all that stuff, and it was quite pretty, and it was slowed down, and you kind of wonder where it's going. Um, but I thought it was actually the cinematography in this movie was fitting for what it was. It wasn't too much, it wasn't too little. It was just a really nicely shot film that kind of conveyed what it was supposed to. Um, yeah, I had split the movie in half. So I had watched half one day and then I went back and watched the other half the next day. And I must say, like, after I watched that first half, I was looking forward to watching the second half. Oddly enough, it wasn't like Oppenheimer where it was like dragging and I was trying to like, "Oh, I need to watch this. I need to watch this now. You need to go and watch this." So, anyways, I thought that even though it was long, it didn't feel that way to me, which was a popcorn paradise for me. I don't know how you felt about that, but um, you know, what did you think
I felt
about
like
the
they could have
length? Or shall we
taken.
save that?
I feel like they
If
could
you
have
see
shortened it
that,
a bit. I mean, was it
I
necessary
mean,
to be that long? I don't know. There was a point where he turned on so he gets captured. He figures out that it was what Blackie that turned on him, and Blackie was like, "Idiot, turn on your uncle, and you'll get nothing. You won't go to
right.
jail, or you'll get off of your charges, or they'll make you a deal, and it'll be a lot less." So then he was going to.
Yeah.
I felt like there was that whole scene where when he turned on the FBI, or I guess it's just the bureau at that point, when he turned on them and
Right.
refused to testify after agreeing to it, like that part probably could have been cut out. And
Yeah, or made shorter.
they could have cut out that last 20 minutes or so where, they killed off his daughter to, cement home that, there's a price to
Right.
pay if you rat on us and blah blah blah. Like, they could have probably cut out a lot of that 20-25 minutes at the end, made it 3 hours, but it was fine. Like it wasn't, you know,
Yeah.
unwatchable.
Do you think though, like all these 3 hour movies, like I feel like they all could have stuff cut out of them. Like I feel like even some of like the top dog movies that are 3 hours long, I'm like, did we really need to do 3 hours really to convey your message? Like, it's just a lot for a viewer to watch, I think, and to commit to that time. And I
Mhm.
guess if you're an avid film goer, you kind of look at it a little differently. But listen, I'm a mom. I had two kids. Your dad, you had two kids. We ain't got time for all of that, right?
Yeah.
So
I have one more Popcorn Paradise.
go
Basically
for
how
it.
the movie closed. I thought that was great, where it turned out that there was just a group of people watching this show that was on, and they had all these different uh, props that made sound effects.
It
So
was a radio broadcast, right?
with an audience, like
Oh, you're chopping.
there was people
You're chopping, Jeff.
in the studio, like it was like a theater.
Yeah, no, I think yeah, it was in the theater, but you could I feel like that was because at that time it was either the theater or the radio.
Hmm.
I don't think there was TV at that time, so
No,
they were probably performing it in front of a live audience, but also recording it for broadcast, which is usually I think what they used to do. Um, Listen, I have a popcorn paradise still. Um, I like that each of the characters, like Molly and Ernie, they had like little nuances about them, like little things that. So I have one more. My final popcorn paradise is I love to see the Indigenous representation in this movie. And I know that they tried to keep it, as accurate as they could to the Osage Nation
Yeah.
tribe. And I really like that about this movie as well, that you could see it kind of interwoven within the movie. And sometimes they don't. They'll like say it's the Osage Nation, but they don't really show, the traditions and how things operate within that nation. And so it was
Yeah.
nice to see.
No, that was
Anyways,
good.
um, what's your let's hear your popcorn prison, Jeff. What do you got?
Leonardo DiCaprio, just I didn't feel it this time. I like some of the
Now,
movies that he's been in, but he's
okay, I was gonna ask you, are you a Leo fan? Yay or nay?
well, it just depends.
Okay,
I like some of the stuff he's been in. I think there are characters that he plays really well. Like when he played Jack in Titanic, he played that one
right.
really well.
Yeah.
He's was it Blood Diamond that he was in? That one
Yes.
was he played that one really well. Um, Catch Me If You
Yeah.
Can, he was in, and he knocked that one out of the park. But when he was playing Frank Abagnale, anyways,
Uh,
yeah,
Shutter Island too. He was in Shutter
mhm,
Island and some other stuff too. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, he's been in a lot of movies. Revenant. Revenant
yeah,
was a big one for him. I think that's where he won the Oscar
yeah.
on that movie.
But yeah,
Uh,
so for me, he was probably not good in this one. So that's one of my um popcorn prisons. The
yeah.
length, I don't know, I guess not quite a prison, but borderline of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's really all I had for popcorn prison. Like it
Yeah.
was
I
a
mean,
pretty good movie.
I think for me it's always length because the time, right? Um, I didn't have a problem with Leo as much as you did. Do I
Mhm.
think that he deserve if we're talking in terms of Oscars, do I think that he deserved an Oscar for our Oscar nom? Probably not, which he didn't get for
You
this
didn't get
movie.
one, so
No, no, no. But I'm glad to see that Lily Gladstone got nominated for Best Actress because she did a great job in this movie. I don't have any popcorn prison for this movie, Jeff. It's just
all
the
right.
length pretty much.
Okay.
So do you want to get into
Sure.
the
So
popcorn rating?
Rotten Tomatoes gave it, the critics gave it a 93 and the audience gave it an 84.
Mm-hmm.
Not that Rotten Tomatoes is the be all end all, but I'm
Yeah.
leaning towards kind of like the audience, maybe just a
Okay.
little bit lower than that. I don't know. I'm looking at a large popcorn.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking at a large popcorn.
Wow, I'm shocked. I was not
Really?
expecting that. Yeah.
Oh.
For some reason, I was expecting you to give this a medium because you liked Oppenheimer. So I was like, where's he going with this one? But
Mhm.
um, are you ready for mine?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Extra large,
Extra
baby.
large.
Whoa.
Wow, it's got the movie
Yep.
magic, eh?
It's got it
Nice.
it had it for me, and,
Good.
like, if I can sit down through a 3-hour movie and enjoy it and be
Yep.
invested in the characters and be interested in what they're saying and not, like, paint my nails while
Yep.
while I'm doing it, it's a win for me, okay? The movie had my interest for sure, and
Good.
overall, terrific movie, well made, nicely directed, everything was good, music was good, culture was good, like, it's clever and the cinematography is good. I don't know what to say. I hope this one wins the Oscar, or at least a couple of Oscars because I think it's definitely worthy for sure. Um, More so than some of the ones that we've watched.
I hope Robert De Niro beats out Ryan Gosling for Ken.
Oh my God, me
I
too.
hope so.
Me
Yeah.
too. I
Yeah.
definitely, listen, if you don't like this movie, then go see Oppenheimer because you'll like
Yeah.
that one, okay?
Yeah.
Um, so anyways, I think it's time for, you know what, the mom joke of the day. I try and pick clever ones for you, you know? I try my best, or I try to keep it on theme, but sometimes I can't always get that. So this one's not on theme really, but I thought it was cute. What do you get when you cross a flower with a dog? A cauliflower.
Okay. All right. I like that one. That was a good one. Yep. I like that
Hey,
one. Yep. Good
moving
one.
on.
All
Yeah, I
right.
did good on that.
You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Spotify. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok,
You
pretty
name
much.
it, we're on
Yep.
everything.
Yep.
Just
So
come and find us. Just come and find us.
smash that like button if you liked us. If not, well, that's fine too. Tell a friend, tell a couple friends, get them to
Yeah,
tell some friends. Till
we're
next
here.
time.
Every week we'll post something until you guys tell us to go away. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a great week and Popcorn Patrol out. Peace.